Welcome to Straight Outta Compton's kitchen. Happy holy days, y'all. Well, I had to just get up from that sofa and bring myself in the kitchen and talk to my Facebook family. I had to put on my Santa hat, put on my earrings. These are from Shayla. Shayla, if you're listening, I'm trying to give you some business. A friend of mine asked me for another pair of earrings that you did for me, and I reached out to you via text on well, I don't know, it might have been a few months back, but anyway, my friend was interested in getting a pair of your earrings and you didn't respond. So if you're listening, I'm giving you another shout out. These are some earrings that she put together for me, custom made. I love them. And so I just decided to get myself in the spirit of Christmas, get up off the couch, say happy holy days to my Facebook family. Make sure that you have peace in the midst of this pandemic, trust in the midst of this twindemic, faith in the midst of the floods and the fires, hope in the midst of the hurricanes, encouragement in the midst of the earthquakes, inspiration in the midst of injustice, strength in the midst of the storms of life. Hallelujah. And I hope you're not allowing anybody to jack you for your joy. Yeah, I had to just come in here. My Nutcracker men, I just love them. I usually have them all over the house, but I just brought in the two for the kitchen. And speaking of Nutcracker and the fact that I love Nutcracker, I love the musical. You know, they came out with an African American version of the Nutcracker called Chocolate Nutcracker. And guess what? Evelyn, if you're listening, Kenya, if you're listening, Kenya's daughter, which is, first of all, Kenya is Evelyn's daughter-in-law, and Kenya's daughter, Kendall, is in the Chocolate Nutcracker, y'all. And it's on Netflix. That's my understanding. I haven't looked for it yet, but I did see it a couple of years ago in the city of Redondo. And yes, the girl is bad, y'all. She's bad. She's the next, oh Lord, here I go. Can't remember the name, but oh God, her name begins with an M. She's a ballerina. She does ballet. Let's see. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But anyway, Kendall, she's right up there with her. And so let's see, I got so much I want to say. I got some shout outs I want to give to a few people. Tony, if you're listening, my brother Tony, happy birthday. I just send so much love your way. You know that. Yeah, so I wanted to give you a shout out, Tony. Have a happy, happy birthday. I know this has been a tough year, not just for you, but for all of us, and especially for your wife. She came through COVID-19, and she's had challenges. She's had some side effects, but God. So we're just going to put all of our trust and our confidence in him. That's what he wants us to do. Do you guys know Noel Jones? I remember one time Noel Jones said the devil is driving you where God wants to meet you, on your knees. Woo-wee! I don't know, that was probably somewhere back in the 90s when he preached that message, but I never forgot it. And it's like, yes, that's where we are. The devil has driven us to our knees. And guess what? That's where God wants to meet us. Woo-wee! I want to encourage somebody today, and I'm trying to encourage myself, because let me tell you, while I was sitting today in a memorial service for one of my sisters with National Association of University Women, she transitioned and went home to be with the Lord. They had a beautiful memorial service for her this morning, and right in the middle of me sitting in that service, I got some news about someone very near and dear to my heart. So my heart is broken. I spent most of my time on the couch letting God know I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. And the reason why I'm disappointed, Lord, is because we've been praying for her daily for God to raise her up. And she has 2 beautiful children. The way that I know her, her name is Crystal. So I'm going to give a shout out to Stacy. I'm going to give a shout out to Shirley and June. I don't know that June is even on Facebook, but I just want to give a shout out to my second family and just let you know that you have my condolences, and I'm praying for God's peace. Lord, pour in the oil of joy for their mourning. Give them the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, and beauty for their ashes. I know it's so hard, but I guess the way that we can encourage ourselves is to know that we're all just passing through here. And it's a journey. It's a journey. And we're all, as we're passing through, we're trying to get to our next destination. And that is to be at home with the Lord. He says, in my Father's house, I have prepared a mansion, many mansions for you. And to be absent from the Lord, to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So I encourage all of us who have lost loved ones this year, especially, having to do things differently, can't even have a funeral. Can't even, the morgues are packed to capacity, where they're now putting bodies in refrigerated trucks. It's just, we've never seen anything like this, never. And so we have to find ways to encourage ourselves, to pick ourselves back up. And, messages that I've listened to years past, I'm thinking of one right now by T.D. Jakes years ago. And this was during 9/11. He said it's okay to go into the cave for a day, but when the days start turning into weeks, and the weeks start turning into months, and the months start turning into years, you got to find a way to come out. So just if you gotta, stop, breathe. Like my little boy said, Franklin, he says, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. You have to find a way to laugh through this. If you want to find something to laugh at, go back through my page and find this little boy named Franklin, and Franklin will crack you up. At least he cracked me up. So, and laughter is medicine for our souls. So, just stay encouraged. Yesterday was my 980, my day off. And one of the things that I did was I called myself blowing, here's all my dreams written down. And I said, I had to blow the dust off of my dreams because they've been sitting for so long dormant. And what I tell myself is, well, I got a full-time job and I work hard on that job. And I always have worked hard on my job. So when I retire, I've just been laying the foundation for some things. And I came across this book that I had started writing. Oh my goodness, I couldn't put it down. And it was only like 6 to 10 pages, somewhere in there. And I said, I gotta get back to writing this book. It is really good. The premise of the book is, well, first let me tell you the title. The title of the book is N/A. And, you know, when you put not applicable or not available. And that's the title of the book. And so the book is about an 11-year-old who has to get a physical in order to play football. The football season is here, and before he can start playing, his coach needs for all of the team members to have a physical. So this young man, 11 years old, goes in for his physical, but he notices something when his mother is filling out the form, and it says, you know, a lot about her, mother's name, mother's address, blah, 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 but it also says father's name, father's address, and father's employer. And everywhere it dealt with father, it had N/A. And that messed him up. He was like, what does that mean? So that's the book that I started writing back in 2003. And here it is, 2020, 17 years later. So this is what I had to do with the book. My dreams had dust on them. I'm going to share with you another dream that I have. This one is intentional though. This is, can you see that? Dressing for Africa. And I started this, I think probably back in 2007. So about 13 years ago. But I laid the foundation for this. So what this is a salad dressing / marinade, meat marinade. It's a red vinaigrette, tangy, little sweet, good for a person who struggles with diabetes or is challenged. I like to say challenged with diabetes because I don't use sugar, I use agave. And so this is my business venture for when I retire from corporate. And that should be in the next year, maybe, well, I will say in the next 2 years. I want to retire at 60. But as you know, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. So, you know, I don't know if the Lord is now impressing me to just go on and do this because 2020, come on, y'all. I mean, time is wrapping up. I mean, if you haven't fulfilled your dreams, I suggest you get busy. And I'm talking to myself. So anyway, what I did was I laid the foundation for this. This is very time consuming because you make one bottle at a time and you sell one bottle at a time. You know, it has, everything is natural, so it has a tendency to separate. And so you have to make it fresh. I have to make it fresh. I can't make these big batches and then just start filling the bottles. So my goal is I have something that's called Empowered to Employ the Unemployable. Those that are being released from prison, but are willing to work with a ministry so that they can be rehabilitated and get back into society. So my desire is to have Dressing for Africa, which will give them a job so that they can transport and distribute the dressing to the farmers markets, I'm not sure about putting it in a store, maybe something like Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or Sprouts, maybe something like that, but not a Vons and a Kroger, because they want you to put additives in here and preservatives. And of course, that's not good for us. So I want to keep it where it's natural. And so I ordered my bottles. I know that it's better to use the recyclable bottles versus the glass bottles, which are heavy and hard to transport, hard to have shipped. This is much easier. So, you know, I got it down to a science. I've already done my nutrition facts. I took it to a nutritional analysis lab, and they gave me the nutritional facts here. So the foundation has been laid. This is my label. Well, my label. Well, anyway, I got tons of labels ready to go on my bottles. Caps come with the bottles, you know, so I'm ready to go. It's just I need the time to do it. And so I gotta ask God, you know, 2020 showed me a whole lot about time and the fact that we don't know how much time we have. So I don't know. I'm just gonna be praying about it, and you guys pray about it with me. You know, maybe it's time to just do the salad dressing. I don't know. But my desire is to wait until I retire from corporate. Because there's information that I'm getting from corporate that I can incorporate into my business, things that I've learned. So that's enough said about that. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, I think back in the 70s, we used to say something called, we would just say TCB, you know, and that means take care of your business, you know. I got to get back there. I got to get back to dressing for Africa. I've got to get back to N/A. I've got to get back to the lady behind the curtain. I don't know if you guys remember, if you knew or what, but anyway, I wrote a children's book back in, I don't know, early 90s. But what do I want to say? Not the technology. I want to say so much has changed from when I wrote that book. So it's a hard copy. Now everybody's listening to books. So I put together a CD, went into a studio, had some music laid, laid some tracks, and went in there and read the book, narrated the book, Lady Behind the Curtain. And, who's using CDs now? Nobody. So now it's like I got to take it to another level so that it will stay relevant and the young people will be attracted to it, So it's a really cute story about a single parent making sure that she has instilled in her son that he should not have fear. Because God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but of love and of power and of a sound mind. And so it's a really cute story. So I got to do this, y'all. I'm still doing this. Blowing off the dust of my dreams. I was reading, I think it might have been on Facebook. I'm not sure exactly, but the person said, in order for your dreams to be manifested, you gotta wake up. I'll just let that simmer. And then my mantra that I came up with is, dream today, tomorrow, make it happen. So with that, guys, I'm going to say good night. I hope I've said something to make you think about something. And And with everything that's going on in and around us, get your paperwork in order. I might have to do a watch party of that video that I put together at the beginning of the year about getting your paperwork in order, because we just don't know from one day to the next. And we have children and we have grandchildren, and if we leave here, you don't want them trying to figure out what you want to have done with all of your stuff. You want them to know. So listen, if it's time for you to meet with an attorney, I know in a lot of cases credit unions have representatives to help you with life insurance policies. Also, they help you with living trust. If you feel like you need a will, just get your house in order. Because that to me is an idea of moving. That's another way. Excuse me. That's another way to move in the moments. And while I'm speaking about moving in the moments, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to go. Here it is, December. So, the whole month of November, I found something to be grateful for on a daily basis, and I documented it every day. So here in December, I have taken on another challenge, and that is to walk every day. If it's for a mile or if it's for 3 miles, but every day do something. If I don't feel like I really have the time, then I'm just going to walk for a mile. And the way to look at that is 1 mile equals 15 minutes. So just move for 15 minutes and then you've walked your mile. Move for 30 minutes, you've walked 2 miles. Move for 45 minutes and you've walked 3 miles. So yesterday I did 3 miles because I was off. It was easy to do that. But today I've been kind of busy and I've had the lead bottom. So I think now that I'm up, I'm going to dance around the room for 15 minutes, and that will be equivalent to a mile. So that's one thing I want to do every day, move the body, make sure that I'm moving. And then the other thing is I have something called Sugar Balance that I ordered online, and it's a tea. And so what I want to do is drink this every day, either in the morning or at night before I go to bed, because this will help my glucose levels, my A1C. And I also take, it's not in here, but I also, let me get it, because I love y'all. All right, so my brother LeGrand, my neighbor next door, if you're listening, he's not listening because he's not on Facebook. But anyway, he told me about this because he's challenged with his A1C being high. And he said he started taking this and his numbers are really low. So I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I haven't been to the doctor, so I don't know where my A1C is right now, but I'm taking care of my body myself. Do y'all know that those people are practicing physicians? So it's good to go there and let them know where you are. It's the same thing. It's like going to church. Oh, I just got that just dropped in my spirit. It's like going to church. You go to the pastor and he gives you the message and everything, but it's what you do with that message. It's not enough just to go there and listen to the message. God says, don't just be a hearer only, be a doer. The Lord is preaching to me right now. He just dropped that in my spirit. So the same thing, we go to the doctor. We got the guy and the girl. We've got the doctors in the lab coats, the white coats, and they're practicing physicians. And you know what I've learned too? They've learned about modern medicine. I mean, thank God for the doctors. I am not discrediting them. But this is my body. I have a responsibility to take care of my body. I can't just look to the doctor to do it for me. And so, with that said, I got to figure out, what's going on with me. So I go to the doctor to get the report. And if he says, well, your A1C is going up or your cholesterol is going up, okay, I really just don't want to take the modern medicine. I want alternative methods is what I want. So I'm going to start doing the tea every day. That's my challenge for the month of December. I'm already taking this 3 times a day. And then I take supplements on top of that. I get my fish oil, I get my vitamin D, I get my iron, my niacin. I get all of that on a daily basis. I take 7 capsules. Is that right? No, I take 14. Yeah, I take 14 capsules for supplements. I take those in the morning. And then I take 3 of these a day. I try to. I definitely take 2 a day. Sometimes I might miss one. And then I'm gonna start my tea. As y'all know Creflo Dollar. Creflo Dollar saying I'm working on something. So the month of December, I'm working on something, y'all. All right, so I love you. Was there anything else? I wrote so many things down here. I just wanted to make sure that I gave everybody a shout out, and I said happy birthday to Tony. Yeah. So God bless all of you. I will probably be back on sometime tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But in the meantime and in between time, stay blessed, stay encouraged, TCB, handle your business, do what you know you gotta do. While you're sitting there thinking about what you gotta do, I always like to say, like Joyce Meyer says, think about what you're thinking about. And then I ask myself, Valerie, what are you thinking about? And it's got to be something pertaining to the Lord, because a mind stayed on Christ, He will keep it in perfect peace. So, but right now, what I'm thinking about is blowing off the dust of my dreams. It's time for them to be manifested, y'all. Have a good night. Love you.